All right. What's up? What's up, y'all? It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. Y'all already know who I am. If you already here, then you already know who I am. It's your boy Kate King. And I am back from my week-long trip. A week and some days now. I've been back, and this is the first live since I've been back. And we had us a good little time out for the honeymoon, and we took a cruise to the Caribbeans, or Caribbean, whichever way you want to say it. Y'all know I'm from Mississippi. But we took the cruise. This time we decided to cruise with Virgin Voyages on the Scarlet Lady. It ported out of Miami. And it was an interesting time. I know that everybody was waiting on a official review from me after the last cruise I went on, but I had to tell y'all the difference between the cruise where the video went viral with me getting off of the cruise on the last one with Carnival. The difference was on that particular one, I was gone for 7 days, and I got the flu while I was on the cruise. So that's what made it so miserable the first time it wasn't the first time, but the last time that we went. And that's why everybody was ready to find out why I wanted to go back on another one. But it was because it was a different line and it wasn't the same dynamic. So the first time I had got the flu, so it was very miserable to be on a cruise and have the flu and be sick or anything. So I didn't really get to enjoy it, and it was 7 days long the first time. So this particular one, we actually went, and it was only 5 days. And we went. We poured it out. We left on a Sunday, which was different. We left on Sunday and got back on Friday. I know that I don't know. Ty said that my expectations were too high based on the things that I seen online, like the reviews from other people and watching the YouTube videos and everything. And I kind of went into the whole Virgin cruise with pretty high expectations, and my expectations were not met at all, not in the least. So I gave the entire experience a 3 out of 5, and it was really a 3 because if they didn't have the tattoo shop on the boat, it really would have just been boring to me. And because I didn't get anything out of it as far as like activities go. There were so many things, and I feel like the whole experience need a YouTube video in itself, like to really capture like so many of the dislikes versus the likes. And the likes were very few and far. Some of the food was really, really good. They didn't lie about that. But when it came down to experience overall, like entertainment wise, I would definitely give it. Entertainment was like a 1 out of 5. Like seriously, the shows, all of that stuff. Like if you used to cruise like Carnival cruises, and I know we say Carnival cruises is like the Spirit cruise line of the sea, but in Carnival's defense, Carnival cruises are actually not cheap as people think they are. Because if you get like a really nice cruise package, like with them, like with a nice cabin and everything, you can spend about $2,000 or $3,000. And I don't know where people get that from, thinking that $3,000 is cheap for a vacation. But I don't think that's really cheap. And I paid the same thing for Virgin that I paid for Carnival. So I got a chance to compare apples to orange. Well, shit, really apples to apples, because I mean I got a chance to be able to compare the overall experience. Food, yeah, Virgin got the food over Carnival. Entertainment, Carnival got the entertainment over Virgin. I would rather be with the ghetto folks and the kids any day than to stay on Virgin on an all adults cruise. First of all, when you say all adults, I don't know why in my mind, and this could just be my freaky ass. Like, I really thought that it was going to be an all-adult cruise, and they was talking about how, how down this was and how people, basically, they made it seem like Virgin was like a swingers type cruise or something, like it was an adults only type thing. And it really wasn't any of the sort, y'all. It was nothing like what people made it seem like. And it just could be my freak ass, like, really went in expecting, like, to be walking around the corner and somebody be sucking dick on the stairs or something. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, but my expectations were not met when it came to that whole experience of being like an adults only type thing. I just didn't get what everybody else got, like I mean, I didn't know what to expect. Like, they were talking about how you go to these different parties and, you get invited to these places and, all of that stuff. And I guess I had a different expectation for it, Maybe I just need to go on a gay cruise. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just was not what I was thinking. So, and I don't know, man. It wasn't. And I felt like I just couldn't relax. You know what I'm saying? Like, we spent most of the time watching Chicago Med because we started a new series while we was on the boat. And we started watching Chicago Med and we made it through a whole season of like Chicago Med on there. And that was my first time watching Chicago Med. And it started us like in the end, basically. So that was the good thing that came out of it. We spent 2 days getting tattoos because I got tattoos on both sides of my ribs. And I got my nipples re-pierced for the 3rd time. But that's another story. But it was really, really, like, we got a massage and we got a couples massage, which was pretty cool. And that's the reason why I gave it like a 3 out of 5, because between the spa, the tattoo shop, and the food, that gave it a 3. Now, when it came to the service, it was definitely a 1. The service was horrible. I can tell you that straight off the top. Service was horrible. There were other people that complained about how bad the service was. You just didn't get. I didn't feel like the value was there for what you paid for. You know what I'm saying? So again, it could have just been my freaky ass expecting something more that didn't happen. But I was really expecting to come out of the galley of where the food is and maybe see somebody, getting head on the stairs or something. I mean, I don't know. Or walk in the bathroom and somebody was in there with somebody's husband. I mean, I really don't know. I don't know what my expectation was, but it didn't happen. So that's it. So I overall, no, I would not. I probably would not book Virgin again. I even said it on my survey I sent them. I definitely would not book it again. And I'm not telling nobody else what to do, but I wouldn't spend my money on it again. I can promise you that. I would go on Carnival time and time again, but our next one we're going to do, Ty has already done Royal Caribbean before. He enjoyed it. So I'm going to do either Royal Caribbean or Norwegian. So it's going to be one of those. And so we're going to take it up a notch and try to go up into the more adult, like, like the where you get more for your money. So I don't know, but it won't be Virgin again. I definitely won't be doing it again. So things have been like, I don't hate the term when I hate saying life has been lifing, because I feel like we it just be doing it anyway. But I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm going out of town tomorrow. I got to go to New Orleans to Bakechella. It's going to be in New Orleans. That is Portia's event, Portia Kimball, and she's doing her one of the retreats. So I leave out tomorrow. I'm excited about that. One thing I love about going to her events is they always done with such excellence. Like, they always well organized. It's like a well-oiled machine. Like, and we always talk all the time about like stuff in the background about how, oh shit, there she go. I didn't even know it. But yeah, we always talk about how like stuff be happening in the background and stuff. But when you get to these events of hers, you never know that nothing has went on or anything. And it's just so well organized. So I like going to stuff that she have, because it's almost like going on vacation, but you get to be around all of the people who follow you and the people who look up to you. So I don't take those assignments lightly. When she calls me to come and do something for her, I don't take it lightly. I try to be well prepared. And the most important thing for me is showing up for a friend, whether it's business or not. The friendship is first. And I think that it's so important that we show up for people who we say are our friends. And you might not agree with things or whatever in your friends or some of the choices your friends make, and just in general. But the main thing is about showing up for them. And that's really, really important. It's showing up for people that you say you love. And I actually had made a post this morning, and I did not. I typed it out and I didn't post it because I normally just post whatever I'm thinking. And it was one of the things was I said in my mind this morning was that people have a hard time being a friend to people because they don't know what a friend looks like. And it's really, really hard to be something for someone that you've never had for you. And I thought about it and I typed it out, and then I didn't type it. I didn't post it, but it's so important to understand that sometimes we can put expectations on people and they not even understand, overall what it means to be what we're expecting them to be. So you're expecting a husband out of your baby daddy. And sometimes I got to break it down like this. You're expecting a husband out of your baby daddy when you knew that he was just for the streets to begin with. He was in the streets when you met him, but you chose to lay down with him and make a baby by him. So you tried to turn what niggas try to flip and say turning a hoe into a housewife, but you try to turn a street nigga that was for the streets into a husband when he was still a boy. And I think that's how we present things in our life. Like we try to put people we put these stipulations on people and they can't live up to these stipulations. You put them on pedestals, and then when they fall, then you blaming them and all of that. And I hate when people be saying, you always do so. That's why I'm so like when me and Ty have a disagreement, we'll talk about it and we don't go to bed like mad about stuff. Like we've been together this year gonna be 2 years, and we probably have had one major disagreement in the 2 years that we've been together. Anytime that we get into it about something, we talk about it, and that's because we said in the beginning that we came from past relationships where communication was like flawed. And we weren't bringing that into our marriage or our relationship. And I think that's important, even with your friends, that you communicate, you learn how to communicate. But then again, if a person has never learned how to communicate or have had to communicate in the past, they don't know how to be that for you. So you can't expect somebody to be something for you that they've never had before in their life. So I said that this morning, and I meant it, man. I don't know why I didn't post it, but it crossed my mind this morning. You know what I'm saying? And we just been talking about like this whole healing thing. And I seen something else that had popped up, and it said, success does not heal trauma. And when I seen this on Twitter today, it really hit me hard. It said, success does not heal trauma. And honestly, it was a transparent moment for me. It was a mirror realization for me, because no matter how successful I become or how many doors I've opened for myself and other people, I'm always feeling like it's not enough, like that I can do more. And a lot of it is because I have not done what I also tell other people about healing from those personal things that you bring into your business. And I've allowed my personal trauma to sometimes spill over into the business, where I get these burnout moments, and they come so often. And I said this the other day, and people don't believe me when I say that it's really hard now for me like to be live and do all of these things because like I'm still struggling like mentally with one, the person that you see right now, like in my mind, I'm still like this 300-pound dude. So every time I see something, and I shared this on, I recently had a page that was dedicated to myself. And it was just my own Instagram page that I wanted to have for myself. And things just kind of got real left with it. And I say this all the time. I feel like people can't separate Cake King from Jeremy. And it just got to the point today where it was just too much. Like, it was just so frustrating. And I really hate when people do this. Okay. And I'm going to say this publicly because I really want people to stop doing this. If I post something about myself, or if I post a picture and I'm in underwear or something, like, people known for years, like, I wanted my own underwear line even when I was bigger. I had it, the Thickums line, and it was a line that was dedicated to thick guys. But I've always like just loved having, like, I wanted to be an underwear model forever. Like, listen, I can't help that I got a big dick. You know what I'm saying? I can't help that it's gonna show on pictures, or you're gonna see it on like if I got on sweats or all of this stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't help that. I don't like talk down on women who are well endowed. They got big breasts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like that people can't separate the two. They can't separate Cake King from Jeremy, and it's become, today it was just too much. Like, it really was. Like, when people say, oh, I'm gonna tell Ty, or all of this stuff, like, I don't know why people think that you got to get permission from your spouse or whoever you dating to do something. I'm a grown fucking man. You know what I'm saying? I am a grown man. I don't need permission from somebody to post something, or somebody to say, oh, I'm going to go tell your man or something. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man is sitting right here. He follows the same page. And today it really just got extremely, like, too much. And I just deleted my entire page. And I know that people will be like, oh, well, that's like letting people win, and saying that, I don't know. They made it pretty much sounds like people are saying, like, I just let people win. But honestly, I'm mentally just exhausted. I'm exhausted. Social media is exhausting. I'm trying to get to a place to where I can really, really run everything without being so present on social media, because the lives and everything, y'all, I just finished up, and y'all know I'll be jumping back and forth, but I just finished up the Bel Air series on Peacock. I finished the whole series, and I laid down yesterday because I had to get some immunization shots yesterday, and my arm was hurting so bad yesterday that I just laid up all day. So I watched the whole season, the whole second season of Bel Air on Peacock, and I've never related to a character so much in my life than I did with Carlton. And I'm telling you, now I ain't doing no goddamn coke, and I'm not finna put shit in my nose, but I have never related to a person more in my life. And that's the only time I've ever watched something on TV where I could actually relate to a character that was on TV. And I can see how, like, the pressures of life will have you, like, on these different substances, because I was really, like, for me, the edibles were like, that was my way of coping, like a calming mechanism, like to keep you, like, level. And even when I said, like, when I go on lives, like, I have to be, like, kind of mellowed out, or I'm gonna have a drink or something. I'm already been had something, and because my anxiety levels raised so much, because I could be talking about something else and somebody jumping live be asking something about how much is a cake, or I can't get into a class, and it'll throw me completely off. And I'm like, we ain't even talking about that. You know what I'm saying? So there are so many pressures that come with having a platform. Like y'all, I ain't even realize that I had hit 115,000 followers on Instagram, y'all. The last time I checked, I was like at 104. And honest to God, I swear I thought that was like last week. I don't even know what happened. It's like it came out of nowhere. And I guess it's because I really have been so like checked out. And I really thought I thought I was high, like for real, because I was like 115. Like, where the fuck that come from? Like, it was just at 104 like last week. So I don't know if something happened or something like I posted or something was, I don't know, one of the posts might have went viral or something. I ain't know it. But I didn't even know it. I didn't know I had hit 151K on Facebook the other day till I seen it on Facebook. And like these numbers, they don't mean shit, but they do mean shit. It means that like over 100,000 people per platform are following what you say, or and they have this expectation on who you are supposed to be. And that's why I was talking to a good friend of mine. I be calling her my life coach, but she was like, I needed to set a rhythm of when I was going to post and when I was going to do like the updates for the podcast and things like that. And like, you know, to kind of get in a routine. And I really couldn't get into a groove, man. I couldn't get into a routine of posting like weekly, and it was because it was making it feel like I was working again. Like anytime I get into a scheduled routine or something, it feels like it's supposed to be work for me. And there were some things I was supposed to been doing, like with the podcast and other things, but I've had to take a step back again because the thing about being on a healing journey is when you feel like you've healed from something else comes up and triggers you, and it spills into that. So you may thought you had healed from something else, and then something else comes up and it triggers that you thought you were healed from. You know what I'm saying? So I be trying, I really be trying to I be talking to myself, like, you know, giving myself pep talks throughout the day. Like, you know what? You got, like Mel just said, like, you got to focus on you first. And I really be trying to get to that point. Like when you, and I don't know any other person that can relate to this but a parent. When you have invested so much in other people and making sure that everybody else is good, it's almost impossible to even think about doing for yourself, because your main focus all the time is making sure that everybody else is good. You know what I'm saying? So trying to unlearn all of the stuff that you thought you were healed from, you got to unlearn those bad habits of putting other people first and thinking about other people's needs and all of that. You pretty much got to unlearn this behavior. And the reason being, and like, listen, I thought I was like getting into a healing process of like not having my dad in my life, my biological father in my life. And then the whole thing came up with the incident with Brian McKnight and his son, and that shit triggered me like a motherfucker. Like I'm telling y'all, I really been messed up for like a week. Since the whole thing came out, when he made the statement, when his son said everything, you know what I'm saying? Like you think that you didn't heal from something else, and I had to think about it today. Like, you know, what really put me in this mode, this kind of mood that I'm in, like right now. And it was really, I thought about it, that Brian McKnight situation triggered me so hard. Y'all, I was mad as fuck at Brian McKnight. Like, I knew this man personally. This is why I always say I don't never get in celebrity business, because I don't really be caring what be going on with celebrities. But some stuff hit so close to home that, like, I really thought that I had healed from it. And I had noticed I hadn't said anything about like the hoodie that I got on tonight. Marty just sent me this hoodie. We got these the other day. The You Are Enough. You Are Enough. And then it says more than enough. at the bottom of the hoodie. And I ain't even touch on this because when I put it on today, I'm gonna tell you God honest truth. I ain't feel like that. And like I ain't touch on it because I don't always feel like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't always feel like I'm enough. And I don't feel like that what I'm doing is enough all the time. So as soon as I grabbed this and I went to put it on, I was like, damn, I don't feel like this right now, but I'm gonna wear it because and I got 100 other damn hoodies in there that Marty then gave me, but I had to put this one on because I really needed to see the reflection of myself because even when you don't feel like it, other people can tell you something all day long, but y'all, and I'm telling you this, people can tell you that they love you, they can tell you, they love your product and all of that stuff, but if you don't feel that shit yourself, then it's different. So it's like a feeling that you got to get for yourself. And, until you you grasp it, then, you just be walking around here just faking the funk. You just really just going through the motion. So, and I don't know if other people feel like that. I had posted something in my story about how people can slowly fade away and nobody really notices that there's a change. And there's so many real songs and shit that's out there that people be making. Like the girl that made the song that said she was like, I've been drinking more alcohol every day, but did you check on me? It's like little things like that. It's like we don't really think about some of the small habits that people have, that the small things that change because we so used to seeing them on the up and up, and then small things happen and those small things become larger. So now, like I said, I'm not Carlton's. I ain't Carlton now. Now I'm damn finna do no damn coke now. I'm not finna put nothing in my nose. But what I'm saying is that the character is extremely relatable in a sense that we put so much pressure on ourselves and we allow people to put so much pressure on us that sometimes we just break. And, I'm not trying to be at that point where it's like that. I just shut every damn thing down before we get to that point. But today was one of those days where I just said, forget it. And I just deleted my page. And it is unfortunate that, that people can't separate the business from the person. But that's also part of a brand, having a brand that is you. So when people say that they want to have a business, they want a successful business, and they want to be this, on this level, you really got to be careful, how you approach the situation. And you know what I'm saying? You just got to be careful because people be praying for stuff that other people got, and they don't know what people going through to stay in the position that they in. I was looking at DC Young Fly. Like, y'all can't even let this man grieve. You know what I'm saying? Social media has become so accustomed to telling people how they should do things that social media think that they God. Like, there was an episode on Chicago Med where the man was an influencer, y'all. And his followers had to tell him, they made the decisions on everything he did in his life. So they would vote on whether or not he could do things. And he had an appendix that was about to rupture. And they was voting on there whether or not he should get the surgery for the appendix. And they voted no. Like, can you imagine your entire life being on social media so much? Like, some people's lives are so consumed by social media that they can't even breathe. Like, I don't want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was saying I didn't even notice that the numbers had changed on Instagram and stuff like that. Mental health is a journey. It is an extreme. It is a journey. It is a ever changing journey. And I know people be talking about it, and it seems like y'all don't advocate for mental health enough until somebody done killed themselves, or somebody done died, or something happened and somebody snapped. And then everybody want to advocate for mental health and everything. But we need to catch these things before it gets so severe, and like stop ignoring the signs of when people basically telling you that they need help or telling you that something is not right, or in these small indications that something's just not there. And I, again, stop trying to put yourself in other people's situations. I hate when I'm say, if I say that I'm having a bad day and you got to come behind me and say, "Oh, and I just had the worst day too, girl. Let me tell you about mine." Like, damn, you got to one up your friend on everything. Every time somebody, I hate a one up motherfucker. Every time you tell them something, they got a worse story than what you got. You tell them you having a bad day, they had a worse day. You tell them your husband ain't no good, they husband is worse than yours. Like, goddamn, bitch, I can't have shit. You know what I'm saying? I hate a one-up motherfucker. They got to one-up you in everything. And that's exactly why Marty said, the company that you keep is so important. If you got people around you that you got to compete with, they ain't your friend. I've been in relationships with people that I feel like I had to compete with. Like, why are we competing and we're in a relationship together? I've been in friendships where it felt like it was a competition. Like, why are we competing if we're friends? We should be helping each other. So I don't know. I've been saying this. I said this on a post earlier. You got to be careful where you place people in your life. And I had a friend back home. She was on a podcast the other day, and she was saying how she places people in tiers in her life. You got some people that come into your house and you don't let them come past the front door. You talk to them at the front door. You got some people that come into your house that you can they can only sit in the living room, and y'all sit there and talk in the living room. And you got some people that's really close to you. They come all upstairs. They be all in your bedroom helping you get dressed and everything. And that's how you gotta place people in your life in tiers like that. Now, and I'm at the point in my life where I want to talk to some of these motherfuckers at the street sign. Like, yeah, we can talk at the stop sign. And I just think that, just everybody just don't need to be in your space. And that goes for your house and your life. So that's just where is it right now, y'all. That's just kind of where I am. I'm excited about, of course, about going to New Orleans tomorrow. And kind of, getting away. I love going to teach and things like that. So that should be really, really dope. And y'all know New Orleans is like my second home. I was born in Mississippi, but my mom was in the Navy. And we went to California, and then we went to New Orleans. So I went to New Orleans my 9th grade year in high school, and I graduated from New Orleans. So New Orleans is like my second home. I always say that's my second home. So class of 04, shout out to John Eric. Class of 04. I was class of 04, prom king and all that. Voted best dancer in the yearbook. So yeah, all that. Shout out to my home team back down that way. So yeah, that's what I wanted to update y'all, man. It's been every day it's been like a different journey. It's a new journey, a new path to forge, and it's a learning experience. I'm just taking time now to just breathe a little bit more, and I don't know. Today was one of those days where I was really just looking at, as the Canton Spiritual say, I was looking back over my life, and it was just one of those reflection days. So I just definitely wanted to update y'all, especially about the whole cruise, because everybody had questions about the cruise and everything. Another thing I want to tell y'all, I gotta stop giving people business advice for this one reason. I gave somebody a piece of advice that would have really, really helped them in their business, and they basically did the opposite of what I told them to do, and they completely fucked themselves. And I'm learning that you can absolutely lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Y'all, if I take time out and give you some advice about your business that can help you, it's because I've already lived it. I've already gone through it. I wrote. Remember, I wrote a book that was a bestseller. Let's not forget that I'm a best-selling author. So I've already lived it. So if I say something to you that I feel that's going to help you, I'm giving it to you because I'm genuinely trying to help you. And I seen them do the opposite of what I told them to do, and they're in. Listen, the dynamic of what they're doing right now has completely changed, and it looks awful. But I had to remove them too. I removed them from my page. I didn't want to see nothing they was doing, and I'm learning that you just cannot tell everybody something. You can't help everybody. You just, as much as I want to, as much as I be wanting to say things to certain people that you can help them, you just cannot help everybody. You cannot want stuff for people that they don't want for themselves. Like some people want to say that they are successful, but they don't want to do none of the work that it takes to get to being successful. You know, they don't want to mess up nothing. They want everything to be perfect. They do not want the lessons. They only want results. They want to go straight to the results with no lessons in between. So if somebody can tell you something that'll prevent you from making the same mistakes that they made, then you should listen. Like, I don't know how many times I got to say the same thing about y'all putting y'all shit on the ground when y'all take pictures. What's wrong? I genuinely want to know what the fuck is wrong with the counter. What is wrong with the countertop? What is wrong with getting a grass wall or something and putting it on a grass wall? Why do you feel that it's okay to go put this shit on the bare ground? I seen a girl the other day had her treats on a cutting board that was sitting on the ground. The cutting board, y'all, was sitting in the grass on the ground to get a picture. I really want to know where. Tell me where y'all seen this at and thought it was okay. Like, and I genuinely want to know. Like, I would not buy shit from you. Like, shit. And then this girl did such amazing work. I unfriended her on Facebook because I was just so like, wow. But what possesses you to put an edible product on the ground to get a picture of it? And I've been so confused. I'm like, as much as I be telling y'all to go take the class, like Monique got free classes on her page. Like, she got all these free tips. I am gotta have cake. Got free tips on her page how you can just set up a damn poster board in the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even need to put it outside. The people's product should not be outside at all. Like, I would never understand why you think it's okay to go and sit a cake outside on the ground just to get a picture. If I was the customer, thank you. And if I seen my cake outside on the ground, that y'all took a picture of my cake outside on the ground to get a picture, you would be refunding me my order. I would absolutely demand a refund because that is disgusting. For you to get a picture, what the fuck wrong with the counter? What is wrong with the countertop that why you can't sit your items on the countertop or a backdrop or something and get a picture of it? That's disgusting. And I don't care and how good your stuff look. I don't want it. I don't want no parts in it. And I hope that the next time somebody see that stuff on there, that they go and get a refund from you, because that's disgusting. I don't understand. I don't even know. And we've been talking about this for a minute now about, how to take better quality pictures and how to get your images and everything nice. And you can do all this from your phone. You don't even have to have an expensive camera to do these pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like Monique said, you never going to see big name brands doing stuff like this. People, it's the same thing with logos. Like people be getting these logos, they got all this bullshit in the background. Why you can't get a nice, simple, clean logo? I got into it with this lady and I had to get off the phone with her because she was pissing me off so bad on this consultation. Well, I really like my logo and my kids are on the logo and I love the cartoon look. And I'm like, girl, you call me. You booked the consultation with me for me to give you the advice that you need. I'm telling you the logo ain't shit and you need to get a clean logo because it looked tacky. So I like you're not gonna argue with me when you paid to talk to me for my opinion. So that's why I slowed down on even like doing consultations and stuff like that because I feel like people want you to say what they want to hear, and I'm not that person. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not that person. A lot of y'all logos are awful. I would never see them on a building. You would never see them like on Forbes, like none of that stuff like that. You ain't gonna see it nowhere. Every time I get a logo, I'm always thinking about like how other people are gonna perceive it, like big brands. Like, can I see the logo on a billboard, or can I see it on a building? Can I see it on shirts? Like it needs to be able to be, go across all of these different platforms. And I always make sure that I'm looking at that. That's why I don't mind spending money on quality logos and branding. I thought I had something in here that had it on there. But I think it's so important to have just a clean logo. And people be getting mad when I say this, like you can go on Fiverr and get it. And they be talking about you be taking them, that's taking money from graphic designers that are here that could be doing it. Yeah, but if graphic designers that were here would actually be charging the right thing and not be pulling prices out their ass, charging $250 for a flyer that you can get off of Fiverr for $10, like no, baby. And I seen one dude had made a flyer for me that he literally went in Canva and made because Canva had the same template that I seen. And I sent it back to him. Was like, bro, did you really charge me to go and do a Canva flyer? You know what I'm saying? There are some amazing designers on Fiverr. The people who did my boxes, those nice boxes that I got, that dude did that whole box design in 15 minutes. We had no edits. I didn't have to change nothing. He sent it right back to me on the first edit. I was like, I love it. That was it. I sent it straight to the print and let them print it. Because they get straight to work. When you didn't, I done had so many graphic designers and people be getting mad. Somebody got me blocked, right? Or 2 or 3 graphic designers got me blocked because I spoke out about this before. Like, you just not finna be charging me. I don't give a damn how much you say that you are worth, or you feel like people be talking about some charging their worth. You can feel like you worth $1,000 a cake. That don't mean you're gonna fucking get it. People love talking about some charge your worth. I know people who feel like their cakes are worth thousands, and I simply disagree. But that's their perception of what it is. That's the reason why you got to be careful when you be listening to people saying, charge your worth, and it's important to make sure you putting all that in there because you put the time in to learn all this. Baby, please, don't nobody give a fuck if you've been doing it 20 or 30 years. I'm not paying you for 20 or 30 years experience. I'm sorry. I'm going to pay you the market value of whatever it is. So just because crabs been in the ocean for 100 years, so you expect to go into Red Lobster and pay $2,000 for that crab because that's what they valued it at? Because that crab been out there for 100 years. Like, no, I'm not. I understand that you want to be paid for your time and you want to be paid for your expertise, but some people just go to the extreme in overvaluing themselves. You can give yourself an over-evaluation. Like they say it all the time on Shark Tank, like, where did you get that number from? Like, where did you get that evaluation that your 6-inch cake is worth $300? How did you come up with that evaluation? Especially if you just using a box mix. If you just using a straight box mix, just say you just going to get a Duncan Hines box mix, and you putting that straight in the bowl, and you just adding a teaspoon of flavor inside a box. Tell me what warrants that box being $300 for a 6-inch cake. And I don't care about you been doing cakes for 20 years. I want you to make it make sense for me. Like, break down the numbers to where you got the markup for a $1 box of cake mix that came from Big Lots, because I'm gonna use Big Lots for an example because they be $1 in there. A $1 box of cake mix. How did you come up with the evaluation that cake should have been $300? That's the reason why I don't like. That's the reason why I don't like people talking about prices. I don't know what is bent about people baking from a box. And this is the reason why I be saying people who bake from scratch and people who bake from box, people who bake from scratch think they are superior and that is the best of the best. People do not know what the fuck they eating. You can put my cake beside any scratch person cake, and I guarantee you that they're gonna choose mine over the scratch. All the time. People palates are accustomed to commercial taste. I have had some scratch cakes that was absolutely disgusting. They were disgusting. They were heavy. They were dense. They lacked flavor. I don't know where y'all be getting that you got to put 2 teaspoons of flavor in something, baby. I just pour until Big Mama say that's enough. I don't even use them things. We got it. Like we have an acquired taste for commercial stuff. And I love it. I love that. I don't know why. Why would I go and do all of that to bake from scratch? And I did a class the other week. And I told y'all I had took a class from Jessica's Dessert Studio. And I love the simplicity of the recipe, but I still prefer my cake over a scratch cake. Even though it's simple and it's good to know how to bake from scratch for various reasons, I'm still going to go bake from a box. Or I'm going to bake with the Pillsbury Baker's Plus mix. That's a 50-pound bag, because all I got to do is put oil and water in there and some flavor. I'm not going to complicate something. If people say that the cake is good, why am I going to go out and overcomplicate it? Why I'm going to go out and buy buttermilk and all? If the cake is great with water and flavor, then why am I going to overcomplicate something that's already made? It's fixed. Ain't nothing wrong with it. The people love it. They still buying it. So why am I going to overcomplicate it by going and sifting flour and sugar and buying baking powder? Baby, I'm trying to get the bag faster. That's the reason why I can run a special and say that a 2-tier cake is $100. Because hell, if you using a box mix and you ain't adding into it, you don't flip a $1 box of mix and made $100 out of it. Even if it's the simplest of cakes. I just think that y'all got to reevaluate how you valuing yourself, how you evaluate yourself. Like, where are you getting these numbers from? I'm always gonna ask every time when people talk to me about pricing, and when they get on these conversations, they want to talk about their prices. I be asking, like, where you get that number from? Like, where you get that from? Oh, well, I learned that you got to charge 3 times the amount of all of that. Like, who told you that shit? Like, there is, and the God honest truth, y'all, there is no right formula for everybody. There is no one size formula that fits everybody. You're not going to be able to charge what the next person charge. Jackson, Mississippi can't charge what San Diego, California charge. You know what I'm saying? Kosciuszko, Mississippi can't charge the prices that somebody that's in Memphis, Tennessee may charge. It's a different demographic of people. People got different jobs. They got different markets. So you got to be able to meet the needs of your people where you are. You got to meet people where they are. If the average household can't afford to pay for that, then you ain't doing nothing but just posting for nothing. Oh, well, I can't say. Maybe it's just the way you made it, but all my people love box mix. They love box mix. And I don't know. I just think the people need to reevaluate what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And cost stuff out. Figure out why you doing stuff. It's a lot of things y'all need to be asking yourself why you do certain things for, but that's a whole nother story for another day. But y'all be doing things that just absolutely don't make no sense, and you really don't have no reason behind why you do it. But this been Wednesday, y'all. Happy Wednesday. I ain't gonna get y'all started. Hope y'all enjoyed. Tonight is good to be back in somewhat, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all. And we learning, we growing, we healing together. I'm gonna leave you with this, y'all. I said this a little while ago that forgiveness does not require reconciliation. We said it. We put it on a shirt, and I'm gonna stick by that. Forgiveness does not require reconciliation. Once I want people to understand this. Once you burn certain bridges, ain't no foreman out there gonna be able to repair them. It's some bridges that you burn that just can't be repaired. So you really got to be careful how you treat people on your way up. And I really want people to understand this because I have witnessed over the past couple of months some people really get done dirty. And I want people to realize that what you put out is exactly what you're going to get back. So be very careful how you treat people. It costs nothing to show people some compassion, some love, and a little bit of understanding. If you don't have to agree with what people say. You don't have to agree with the things that the choices that people make in life or anything like that. You don't have to agree with it because they're not your choices to make. But what you are obligated to do, that if you call these people a friend or somebody in your circle, you are obligated to show up for them and be there for them through whatever it is that they're going on without judgment. You can state your opinion. You can give them the advice that they need. But ultimately, they just need you to be there. Some people just need you to be there to listen. You do not always have to talk. Sometimes you just need to shut up and listen. I told a close friend of mine that I said, man, if you need me, just call me. I don't have to say anything. I can hold the phone and I'll just listen to you talk. Sometimes all it takes is having somebody on the other end that'll just listen. So learn to just shut up and listen because you can hear so much better when your lips are closed. So that's it, y'all. I ain't